Hey everybody, OCD Mikey Hi-Fi Guy here, showing up to give you some more 411 on the hi-fi world. And what I thought I'd do today is let's really get down to business, shall we? Let's try to, the biggest thing, problem, issue, whatever, confusion that happens, and I'm very aware of it, and I'm sure all of you are too, is when you're starting this, or if you've engaged in the hi-fi hobby, how do you determine where you're going, what to buy, which way to go when you've got all these different sources steering you different ways? Between the things that you read online and the magazines and your local dealer and cuckoos like me, how do you determine really what's going on? So I'm going to try and make it really easy for you guys to sort of just follow down the little, if this, then that, if this, then that, and we'll make a nice little tree for you to filter down, so to help you decide where you want to go with hi-fi, what result you want. Because look, this hobby starts at $100 and goes to 10 million, well, maybe not 10 million, couple million, okay? So there's so many things in between. How would you know when to stop when you get the excitement of things that sound good and you start to buy new things and you realize it's sounding better. So let me help, okay? So the very first thing you need to decide, okay, is are you after something that you can show, or do you not so much care about showing, okay? This is going to be the first why, the first split. You're either a guy for display or you're a guy for sonic and you don't care about display, okay? What I mean by that, I'll go a little bit further. Okay, for display, okay, you have to usually, maybe you have it in a, you're sharing it in a space in a living room or something like that. Your house is beautiful and you have decor all sorted out, okay, and you want something sleek and beautiful. Well, look, if you're really into your decor, you won't have a damn stereo showing at all, okay? It will be invisible. You'll have speakers in the walls, then you can do beautiful art and decor, and you don't even see the hi-fi. That's the super trick, okay? That's up here on the display level. It's so high that you don't care about the display. You want it hidden away so that your decor looks good, because your room is so important, okay, to show the room. One step down from that, you want something that blends in with your decor, and you also, and maybe if it's not so much it blends in with the decor, you want something that visually is striking, so that when people come over to your place to listen, they're visually arrested by the look of your rig, and they're awestruck by how grandiose it is, okay, or how beautiful it is, or how amazing it is, okay? That is a very important thing for some people, and you need to decide, is that important to you or is that not important to you? Because you're going to go two different directions. If it is important, you're going to go one way. If it's not important, you're going to go another way, okay? Perfect example, Macintosh, okay? You guys know that it's a brand I don't really like because I just don't think it sounds that good. I think it's overpriced. I know things less or the same price that kill the sonic, okay? But I'm telling you, that look, boy, that's pretty tough to contend with. They have a look that is so recognizable, even people that don't know crap about hi-fi will look at Macintosh and remember it from somewhere and go, oh yeah, that's that stuff my dad used to have, or my grandpa had some of that, or whatever, because it's looked the same forever. That is epic to me. The fact that they've kept that integrity with their look for so many years, bravo, okay? That is badass, okay? It absolutely looks the part. I saw a integrated the other day, Man, it was Macintosh. That thing looks so cool. It was beautiful blue VUs and chrome sheet metal and little tube cages, and the tubes glowed with a little green LED underneath it. I mean, it was juicy looking. That thing is so cool that people that don't know squat, that's going to really attract people that don't know that much about hi-fi, okay? They're going to be like, oh my God, how cool, because they've never seen anything like that, okay? For people that are in hi-fi, we look at it and we're like, oh, cute little green LED. That's pretty kitschy. Oh, that's nice. But I get where their market segment is. It's not really, I don't think, for the audiophile. I think Macintosh is for the person that wants to show that they're an audiophile. They want people to recognize them as an audiophile through a visual cue, which means people that don't know crap about hi-fi, okay? Because people that really know about hi-fi look at Macintosh, the ones that are real audiophiles, we know it doesn't sound that good. We're like, meh, that used to sound great in the day. The amplifiers were great in the day. Now, not so much. It's a beautiful piece, okay? So Macintosh is perfect for the people that want to do a visual display and turn people on that have no idea what hi-fi is. You've got, clients coming in or whatever for your, I don't know, law firm or whatever, and people are going to look at that and go, that looks sophisticated, okay? So you're going to get that image across. You're a sophisticated music listener, okay? Especially if you have a turntable next to it, okay? You're going to have that thing, beautiful blue views, a beautiful turntable with maybe some other lights on it and whatever. And hey, you look sophisticated, okay? Some tall, big speakers that are imposing. Yeah, you look like you really got your audio thing together. For people that don't really know, okay? For people that do know, that are in their infancy of their hi-fi, that aren't real audiophiles, but they've just started hi-fi, they're going to be impressed because they know how much that costs. The first level of person has no idea what it even is. They're going to be blown away by how it looks. They have no clue how much it costs. The second person is going to know what it is because they know the brand. They're going to know how much it costs. So they're going to be impressed by the money that you spent on your rig, or that they think you spent, right? We all know stuff like Macintosh, Focal, all those brands. You can find them half off. If you look hard enough, you can find them 40% off. You're going to find the stuff discounted because everybody and their brother sells it, because everybody and their brother wants it, okay? They don't have to sell. You just put it in your store and people come in and take it away. You don't have to do any sales whatsoever. It's the easiest thing to sell in the world because you're not selling. You're just taking orders. You're an order taker at that point. So nonetheless, Macintosh, Focal, the Utopia series, that is a badass looking speaker. I love the look of that speaker. It tilts forward. It's got those gaps in back. Man, that looks cool as shit, okay? But they don't sound that good either. It's like, meh, it's all right, meh. It's like Focal, Wilson, to me, just kind of same thing. This punchy, super refined PA, okay? But they look killer. Wilson looks freaking amazing. Like that thing, you look at that and that looks like money. That shit is a Ferrari sitting there. That is a Lambo. You're looking at it, all the curves and the cool stuff, and you look on back, huge Mach crossover. It's all aluminum in there with these resistors in there. You can see through the glass. Man, they have the visual nailed, but they do not have the audio nailed, in my opinion, okay? That's just me. Whatever. There's these visual brands for people that have elegant homes. Magico, another one. Man, like a wicked ass room with some big black Magicos in there, some black gear and a black stand, and you're just a chair sitting there and shag carpet and and wood and huge ceilings and long ass drapes. And it's like, wow, man, that looks badass. Looks a little lonely because the guy's sitting there by himself, no friends around him, but hey, you're the big man, sitting in front of this gorgeous thing. It looks gorgeous. Beautiful for photography. Beautiful for Architectural Digest magazine. That's beautiful, okay? If you're after beautiful, gorgeous, visual thing, you're going to go one way, okay? If you're after the real McCoy, the stuff that sounds like live music in your space, then you're going to go a different way, okay? Because the stuff that looks the best, that's where they put their effort, okay? There's extreme effort put into that look, and it shows. They look fabulous. The other side of the coin are the people that put all their R&D and all their effort into the sonic, and they don't care what it looks like. You'll see some goofy ass ugly stuff, but nothing sounds like that. Some of that stuff. I have huge door panels. These are like black doors in here. They're bigger than doors. Okay, they're 7 foot tall, 200 pounds. They're like 3 foot wide, just about, with the tweeter on the outside. They're fugly, man. They don't look good. They're not like beautiful at all. They're just like these big black ass doors sitting in here, and I got chunky ass subwoofers sitting right behind them in the towers, just a pylon. It's not pretty, but I'm telling you, you sit down and listen, and you forget what the hell it looks like. You're like, it doesn't even matter what it looks like, because you're in sonic nirvana. You are envisioning in your head. The music is giving you a whole visual that has nothing to do with the room whatsoever. It has just taken you somewhere else where you're completely, I call it a storybook. It's like a giant musical storybook. And it's a big ass book. It's as big as a room. And every song, you turn the page and you get a full color, three-dimensional story that comes alive in front of you. And it has nothing to do with the look of the rig or the room or anything like that, okay? That's a different way. You're going to go a different way to get the sonic nirvana than you are. Now, some people may find sonic nirvana with the Wilson, with the Focal, if you like that type of quote-unquote hi-fi sound, okay? Don't confuse it with OCD hi-fi guy. I call hi-fi because I don't like the term high-end audio. I think that's just played out. I call it hi-fi, high-fidelity equipment, okay? So that's why I call it. But we have a coined term in the industry where we say it sounds very hi-fi, okay? When we say that, that is not a compliment, okay? What it means is it sounds like bucks, okay? But it doesn't sound like there's music, like live music. It doesn't sound like real music. It sounds totally reproduced, and it will remind you it's reproduced. It's gonna have certain little cues and things, a little bit of in your faceness, okay? A little bit of over dynamicness that is going to remind you, I'm listening to an audio rig. I'm listening to a really expensive, good audio rig, but I'm listening to an audio rig. Whereas the alternative, like mine, you forget you're listening to an audio system. You're so connected to the music that you forget it's even that you're listening to reproduced music. You're completely engrossed in what is this song about? Who's singing it? Where are they from? What was going on with them when they wrote this song? What message are they trying to express with this music? It's a completely different experience, okay? And you have to determine what you're after, okay? If you are happy with background music, look, okay, here's another cue. If you like to listen to music while you're just walking around and doing stuff, and it's in the background, so music is just the backdrop for you, you do not need a system that images in 3 dimensions, okay? You can have a system like a one that looks good, that's punchy and dynamic, and sounds like hi-fi, because it's not going to matter. You're not listening for that 3-dimensional holographic take you away thing that we do, audiophile weirdos that like to transport themselves into the audio realm and leave this physical plane. And basically, I'm exaggerating this so you get the idea, but and go somewhere else and just be completely, there's only a certain type of rig that can capture you and carry you away to where you're not here, okay? It's like, it's I guess it's escape, Who needs drugs? You don't need drugs. Just have a killer hi-fi. Listen, it's going to take you somewhere else. You're not going to be thinking about what's going on in your life. Your stress is going to go away. That's why I dig my hi-fi, because it takes me to another land. I don't go out and drink. I don't go to the bars. I think that's stupid, okay? I'm just past all that stuff. To me, it's much more enriching and fulfilling to listen to a hi-fi rig as my way to escape the daily stress and bullshit that goes on in our world. My hi-fi system is my transport vehicle. So it doesn't matter what it looks like because I'm in another world anyways. I'm not paying attention to what I see in this room. I'm seeing and envisioning in my mind's eye what's going on with the music. So I turn my lights out. I have the lights down low. I don't need to see what's going on in the room, okay? I don't like bright lights on my rig. I like it to be just dark in here. I like to have a candle, couple candles, at least one candle burning. Try burning a candle while you're listening to music. It adds something to the whole experience. If you're into the musical experience end of things, not the other, the other deal. Hey, candles can work in any room, but candle while you're listening to music is pretty kick-ass. Put plants in your room. That's another thing that's kick-ass. Plants and music and vibrations and ferns especially. You'd be surprised what ferns do in a listening room. So that's the first step. I'm going to keep it simple, and I'm going to do these in different installments. The first step is to decide, are you into the visual, let me blow somebody away with what they see, and all these boom, crash. I call those systems shock and awe, okay? The systems that are $500,000, whatever, with these giant orange speakers and like all this shit that jump. It's like the lime green Lamborghini, okay? And it's loud and it's punchy and it's gonna, assail all your senses, but it's an assault on your senses, okay? It's not a seduction where you're getting dominated and beat, okay? So you have to sort of be like you have to be sort of a masochist. It's funny that I put it in these terms. It's not like I'm into S&M or anything, but it's funny because it's like you have to want the system to dominate you, okay? That's what those shock and awes do. Bam, it's like a Lambo. That Lambo, that thing is going to be kabam. Unless you're a race car driver, it's going to dominate you most of the time, okay? The other side is seductive. The music thing, it's going to pull you into it. It's going to hypnotize you, and you're going to go to it. It's going to pull you to it, whereas the shock and awe is going to come to you and hammer you. The other music system is going to seduce you, where you come to it, and you come to it, and it enchants you, and you're hypnotized, and it's like the siren or something, out in the ocean, whatever. You like that? You like that move? So that's it. That's you have to decide which way, what's most important, okay? Because it will depict which way you go and which products you choose. Some products are excellent for the visual, man. You know which ones they are. They're the ones that are really highly marketed. They look so good. They cause an impulse buy. They look beautiful. They're striking. It causes a compulsive buy, okay? That's what they're after. They're after compulsive quick buy. See ya, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Whereas the other system, when I consult and I do that, I don't sell the first kind. The visual thing, that is removed from what I do. I am after the sonic purity, and I'm after the experience of losing yourself in the music. So that's the type of stuff I sell. My prime directive is the sound. Everything else comes second. So you have to decide really what end result do you want. Do you want something that is striking? If you want something that does both, now we're really getting into a very rarefied spot, but you can do both, but you just need to know from the beginning what exactly it is that you're after. So you know which way to go. Do you go this way? Do you go that way? So that's the first thing. That's the first part about learning this whole hi-fi thing. I'm going to bring you guys through it, but the first thing is to decide what's the important thing, the visual display or the sonic, and choose one or the other, okay? Obviously, the visual doesn't mean it sounds like shit, okay? It means it's not going to sound as good as the musical system. It's not going to sound as good. It's going to rely on the visual thing to blow people away. The musical end of things is going to rely on the musical presentation to blow people away. It doesn't concern with the visual. So that's the first step. Decide what's important to you, and that will help you go to a whole product category over here. If you like the visual, you're going to go for Macintosh, you're going to go for Focal, you're going to go for Sonus Faber, you're going to go for Griffin, you're going to go for MSB, you're going to go for DCS, you're going to go for, what's his name? This is such a visual one, is Dan D'Agostino, okay? You're going to go for avant-garde horns. But those are actually very musical. There's a good example. There's a good example of something that is very musical and it's visual and epic. Are avant-garde horns. Not the little ones, but the big ones, okay? Those things are incredible, okay? And they look wicked and they sound wicked. There's very few things that are right in the middle. The Nat Audio, the giant tubes that I have, those things sound wicked, they look wicked, okay? But just understand that each company has a prime directive. Some are really rooted in looks, some are rooted in sound. And just understand those two different things. That's all I want to point out today, okay? So thanks for joining me, and I will see you on the next installment of OCD Hi-Fi Guy. See ya!